All right, we're here with the probably first video and probably only video for today. We're going to talk a bit about kind of what's going around with the election. Joe Biden keeps gaffing left and right. He's calling a lid apparently for the rest of the week until election day, I guess. We're 8 days away from the election, and Joe Biden has literally called a lid until the end. He wants to win? What? The media is saying he won, but yet his rallies have more Trump supporters than Biden supporters. He's leaving early almost every other day before noon to, I don't know, go to sleep, hide away. Just the less he's on TV, I guess, the better, because every single time he goes on now, he's just gaffing it up. Which brings us to the first story here today. We got brain freeze. Joe Biden confuses Donald Trump with George W. Bush. And, I mean, is it George Bush? I mean, maybe? We don't even know what George he's really talking about. But yeah, he didn't say Trump at all. He didn't say Donald. He said George. Like, what? His wife even had to then, under her breath, try to fix it. She was going like, Trump, it's Trump. So we got Democrat presidential candidate Joe Biden appeared to confuse Donald Trump with George W. Bush during a virtual event on Sunday night. Sitting next to Joe Biden and speaking with comedian George Lopez and CNN analyst Ana Navarro, Joe Biden said the election will determine what kind of country we're going to be. Yeah, he said 4 more years of George. George. It's like, what are you talking about, dude? Gonna find ourselves in a position where if Trump gets elected, we're gonna be in a different world, he said. Bush was the last George to run for re-election. Joe Biden was expressionless during his statement. During the I Will Vote concert event, Navarro, a Republican CNN personality, fawned over the Bidens and showed off her dog's Biden swag. A Republican, yeah, they had to put that in there in parentheses. A Republican CNN personality. That's an oxymoron in and of itself. In an interview that aired on Saturday, Biden mistakenly said that his campaign has assembled the most extensive and inclusive voter fraud organization in the history of American politics. I mean, he said that as well. Is this the president we want, making negotiations with other world leaders, where he's just gaffing all the time and everyone will just run him over? Because I sure as hell don't. Do I want a president who's literally just going to have every other world leader just step all over him? All over him. Did you mean me, Joe? Trump puts the boot in after Jill Biden has to whisper his name under her breath when Sleepy Joe tells virtual rally, we need to stop 4 more years of George. But did he mean Bush Sr. or Jr.? Did he even mean the Bushes? Because he just said a George. It's like, what is he even talking about at this point? Like, his mental decline is just, it's getting worse and worse as the day has passed. Like, no wonder he's calling it a lid pretty much every other day, and now he's done. He's done with the election. He's done. He wants to be president, but he's done. He's pretty much done. Why are you voting for him? Why? Probably because any vote that is for him has probably already been cast, so pretty much, like, probably from here up until the election, it's probably then just going to be for Trump. We're going to start to probably see Joe Biden is going to be the winner early, and then it's just going to be Trump rising up in all the votes probably a couple of days before the election, and then on November 3rd, you're just going to see just a whoosh of just, like, Trump voters. We got the Biden staff told us he misspoke. Joe Biden confuses his agenda in 60 Minutes interview, so his staff steps in to correct the record. He said, I can send every qualified person to a 4-year college in their state for $150 billion, Biden said. I can make sure every single person who qualifies for community college can go, and we'd still have a lot of money left over. Pizza for everybody. Except he's wrong, and his own campaign had to come out and say, yeah, it's actually twice that amount. It's actually $300 billion we would need, and there wouldn't be money left over. Seriously, this is who we want. This is who people want to be their president. Someone who can't even get numbers correct? Come on. Like, in his own words, come on, man. We got then Ice Cube says he's not playing politics, but working with Trump in his $500 billion platinum plan for black Americans, and slams Dem critics for telling him to shut up and vote for Biden. Yeah, you Democrats are just making pretty much any black person now run to the other side of the aisle because you were disenfranchising them to begin with. You wanted them to be dependent on you, and now that they know that they don't need to be, a lot of them are starting to reject you. And they're going to go work with the person who is willing to actually do something, to step up and help others. Now, I'll criticize Trump for, I mean, what has he really done? Then I can really criticize him. His rude behavior. Sometimes he says things that are just a little idiotic. Okay, but he's not going to be stepped on. He's not, like, no one is trying to step all over him like they are with Biden. Rapper Ice Cube has defended his co-working effort with President Donald Trump on his Black Economic Empowerment Platinum Plan, saying, "I'm not playing politics with this. I'm willing to meet with anybody who could bring this to life and make it a reality," the hip-hop giant said to host Chris Wallace on Fox News Sunday. The 51-year-old artist revealed he spoke with Democrats and Republicans to present his plan, which aims to invest $500 billion into black communities, but faced public backlash for working with the Trump administration. Ice Cube said the Biden campaign wanted to work with him after the election, and the Trump campaign showed more immediate interest. The artist said he sat down with Trump advisor Jared Kushner for 3 hours after the proposal. Well, the reason that the Democrats would have said they would work after the election is because they don't actually want to help. They would have wanted Ice Cube's vote and then his followers' votes. That's all they really wanted. And that's why they said they'll wait until after the election. Because it is about the politics. And if Ice Cube really doesn't want it to be about the politics, he'll pick the choice that is going to be like, boom, 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 let's get this done. Not, vote for me, and then maybe we'll talk about it. Maybe you need to get your millions of followers, though, to vote for our guy. Well, let's get into, I guess, some Trump supporters and what's going on with them. We've got a Jewish rally that was a motorcade, I guess, in New York City. There was like something, about 1,000 cars or something going down New York, for 50, 60 miles or so, and till it pretty much got violent. Counter protests showed up. I wouldn't even say these really are Antifa, but just leftist lunatics at this point. They started attacking them. Some of them were spraying pepper spray into people's cars, even hitting children. Children in their own cars were being pepper sprayed because of these leftist lunatics who just despise and loathe anything that is Trump. So let's just read on. A Jews for Trump vehicle rally rolled through the streets of New York City on Sunday afternoon and met with violence from left-wing counter-demonstrators in Manhattan. According to Yeshiva World News, 1,000 cars boasting Trump flags from Monsey, Flatbush, Borough Park, and Manhattan were expected to participate, culminating in a rally in Marine Park, Brooklyn. Some participants began in Monsey, New York, some 60 miles away. Others launched from Brooklyn. Mark Kennedy, narrating on Periscope, said, "We've had enough of the anti-Semitism and just enough of this communist crap." Yeah, I mean, here. And then what happens? These lefties and these communists decide to counter-protest and attack them. And then they call Trump Hitler. And then they attack a Jewish rally for Trump. What? It's just backwards logic with these lefties. Someone says, "This is the first time I've done such a thing." Thanks, Breitbart, for, making it make sense. Done such a thing in my lifetime, and it's just amazing, he said, referring to the parade. "It's unity, love, everyone is happy, everyone excited. This is America." However, not everyone is happy, at least not in Manhattan, where black-clad counter-demonstrators attacked the caravan. So there's a bunch of videos. You can see them. They start banging on cars. Some of them were throwing rocks at cars. Some of them were throwing eggs at cars. Apparently, this woman right here, you can see from the picture. I'm not going to play the video. This is just pretty much her being arrested, though, in the video. She was apparently in a car, pulled up to one of the Trump cars, and the Trump car had its windows down, so she sprayed pepper spray all into the car, hit the driver, hit the kids in the back seat, and then as the guy got out of his car to try to deal with the pepper spray and probably help his children, the woman got out of her car and ran him down the street with more pepper spray. Crazy lunatic people out here now. That's why I can't even say they're really necessarily Antifa, but just leftist lunatics at this point. It says the caravan eventually made its way to Brooklyn to raucous cheers. You can see there's just a ton of people. There was a bunch of people then in the park getting ready. It's a bunch of videos. Just a bunch of videos. Other pro-Trump events took place throughout the country, including Los Angeles. And you can see there's one in Los Angeles. Ton of people. And then what's happening with these Biden events? I mean, Obama was trying to do one, and pretty much no one showed up. I think Biden's virtual rally where he had that gaffe, 550 people watched. 550 people watched online. Yeah, that's not looking good for you, Biden. That's not looking good for you. I think you've got an echo chamber of certain people online that are just adamant Trump haters. I don't even know if they're really supporting you, but mostly just hate Trump at this point. Because I don't think you really have anything to offer. But they're going to be like, oh, he's got the best. He's going to save this country. Biden's going to save it. It's like, yeah, I doubt it, considering he was already making sure China was in control of us instead. Selling us out. Yeah. We got from Post Millennial, breaking Antifa militants attack Jews for Trump supporters in New York City. Says an all-out brawl broke out in Times Square, New York City on Sunday. Antifa militants raided through a police barricade and attacked Jewish pro-Trump supporters and pro-police demonstrators. I don't know necessarily who started some of the brawling, but I mean, a lot of times you can safely assume that it's pretty much the counter-protesters. NYPD formed a barricade to prevent conflict, but this did not last. Videos are appearing all over social media depicting a shocking moment of violence, seemingly in broad daylight and in the Manhattan city center. In one clip, a man gets into a fight with someone who attempted to attack his daughter. In another clip, Antifa can be seen vandalizing Jews for Trump vehicles with red paint and attacking drivers and their children in the backseat as well. New York hates you can be heard from Antifa as police attempt to keep the peace. Oh, sorry, burps. Keep the peace. It is unknown how many militants are currently in custody, but these clips do depict police arresting multiple individuals and attempting to keep the peace. I've heard there was at least 11 arrests so far, but that was from when I last heard. That it could be more now at this point. Our last story then is Black Lives Matter mural in front of Trump Tower was vandalized again. It was covered in tar. This happened the other night, I believe, and yesterday morning we could see that people were driving over it, and it looked mostly covered at that point. You can see in this picture, you know, it's just tar here, but then it kind of spread out. Tomorrow, once people started driving over it, they pretty much took down all the barricades, and people were just going about their way. I think people are done with the Black Lives Matter rhetoric, I guess. It's become insane. It hasn't been about Black Lives Matter since it pretty much started at this point. The Black Lives Matter mural painted on the street in front of Trump Tower in New York City was vandalized again Sunday morning. The Black Lives Matter mural, which now has a thick line of black tar painted over it, is believed to have been vandalized by people who dumped the tar out of the back of a van at around 12:20 a.m. Police said, according to the New York Post, Democratic Mayor Bill de Blasio commissioned the mural and assisted in painting it on July 9th. But yet wouldn't let a Blue Lives Matter, wouldn't let an All Lives Matter, wouldn't let any other mural be done except that one. The only one that was allowed to be just, I guess, by them. The only one that's supposed to be morally superior. It says, we are making a statement of what matters, de Blasio said before he helped paint the mural in July, according to a press release. He continued, when I announced that we would be doing this, President Trump said that we would be denigrating the luxury of Fifth Avenue. Let me tell you, we are not denigrating anything. We are liberating Fifth Avenue. No, you denigrated it. You made it look like crap, and people had to keep going over and trying to fix your problem. The decision to commission the mural came in the wake of the death of George Floyd, who died in blah, blah, blah. We know the mural was vandalized multiple times after it was painted, according to the New York Times. It has been vandalized at least 5 times in July alone. In one incident, a woman screamed, Bill de Blasio doesn't care about black people, while dumping paint on the mural. The Times reported city workers promptly repainted the letters after past vandalizations. De Blasio's press office did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Yeah, they keep using this taxpayer money to keep repainting this mural that people obviously don't want. So maybe you should get rid of it. Maybe you should be going, you know, like, if they don't like the mural, maybe you should get rid of it. Like, a lot of these people don't seem to like certain statues, so you guys just get rid of it. How about you listen to the people and get rid of this mural? It's getting crazy. It's getting crazy. We're just about a week away from the election, so we'll see what happens. I'll be going out to vote on November 3rd because I was like, it's my first time voting, so F it. I'll go out on November 3rd. I'll deal with the most insane lines. I'll probably, you know, get some footage as well. I'll bring my camera and be a good video, you know, for this channel as well. So I'll see you then tomorrow. Hopefully we don't get too much violence with these protests and rallies. That's all I hope for. And I'm probably going to guess that more Hunter Biden info is going to be coming out over the next few days, especially after those tape leaks. There's more than likely way more information. And I guarantee you it's probably going to come out all the way up until Election Day. So I'll see you then. I'll see you tomorrow. You guys have a good one. Bye-bye.